This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for February 21, 2023. And in the news this afternoon, Privy Council denies application to introduce new evidence in Vybz Kartel murder appeal. The United Kingdom-based Privy Council has refused an application by Jamaican dancehall star Vybz Kartel to introduce new evidence to support his murder appeal. The convicted murderer had sought to have the court admit fresh information from an expert witness in relation to cell phone evidence. The phone was examined in Jamaica in the presence of the prosecution. After reviewing the submission, the court rejected the application. The substantial appeal is still to be heard. Kartel, whose real name is Adidja Palmer, and a fellow entertainer Sean Storm, real name Sean Campbell, as well as Kahira Jones and Andre St. John, were convicted in 2014 for killing Clive Lizard Williams in 2011. Williams' body was never recovered. Kartel was ordered to serve 35 years before he is eligible for parole, while Sean Storm's parole eligibility period was set at 25 years. St. John and Jones will have to serve 30 and 25 years respectively before they are eligible for parole. Suspected cop killer condoned by police. The main suspect in last week's killing of a policeman in York District in Seaford, St. Thomas, was shot dead in a confrontation with lawmen Monday evening. He has been identified as a 24-year-old Dwayne Logan, otherwise called Duluthi, from Navarre Lane in the parish. Logan was being sought for the murder of District Constable Mark Forsyth, 37, who was assigned to the Trinityville police station. The police said he was also the suspect in multiple shootings and murders in Seaforth. Details of Monday evening's incident were not released up to press time, but head of the St. Thomas Division, Superintendent Alison Byfield, confirmed that Logan was cut down when he challenged the police. Reports are that about 3:10 p.m., District Constable Forsyth received a call from residents that strange men were seen in a lane off York Main Road. The cop, it is understood, made contact with the St. Thomas Operations Support Unit and informed them of what he was told. He then went to the lane to investigate. Shortly after, gunshots were heard. He was later found at the rear of the premises, suffering from gunshot wounds. He was transported by police to the Princess Margaret Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Large cache of ammunition seizure in Papine. The police are reporting the seizure of a larger quantity of assorted rounds of ammunition in Back Road Highlight View, Papine, St. Andrew. No one was arrested in connection with the seizure. The police say a team conducted a targeted raid on Monday morning and discovered 99.222 Remington rifle cartridges, a 5.56 magazine with a Smith & Wesson 9mm magazine. They say the items were found in a bag in an old refrigerator. Investigation continues. Women charged in Sagicor Bank fraud case to appear in court today. The 4 women charged in connection with the multi-million-dollar fraud racket uncovered at the Sagicor Bank are scheduled to appear in the St. Andrew Parish Court today. They are 26-year-old client care officer Tishan Samuels, Alicia Moulton White, Vice President for Group Marketing at the Sagicor Jamaica, and the former Sagicor Bank employees Tricia Monique Moulton and Malika McLeod. Sea-Talk investigators have alleged that over the period August to October 2022, the women conspired and defrauded the U.S. foreign currency accounts of about 6 Sagicor customers. Investigators say more than $60 million was defrauded from customers' accounts in the alleged scam. One account was reportedly defrauded of $40 million. Greenwich Town residents vexed by Mafia-style murder. The murder of 23-year-old Devon Anderson, said to be done Mafia-style on Sunday evening as he made his way back from a trip to St. Anne, has left his relatives and some residents of Greenwich Town in St. Andrew traumatized and puzzled as to a possible motive. People who were heading back to Kingston from the trip to Blue Hole in St. Anne recalled experiencing a violence-rated movie in real time when the vehicle Anderson was traveling in was shot up. The driver of the car, who also picked up bullet wounds, tried to drive to hospital but crashed and wrecked the vehicle in St. Catherine. 5 people, including Anderson, a child and a man said to be in the military, were occupants of the vehicle. At least 4 of the occupants sustained gunshot wounds. According to Ron J. Anderson, an older brother of the deceased, their entire family is broken at the moment. He was at home in Greenwich Town when he learned of his brother's murder. He told the news that their entire family was emotionally broken due to the incident. His relatives and the residents of Greenwich Town, however, agreed that the deceased had a bad temper. "I feel cut up. To see pictures of him makes me shake. It was me and him straight. I can go way back because I was the one responsible for him when our father died. He was a cool-going youth, but him have some bad ways sometimes. Him and people always argue because him miserable. Normally, him would have just lay in him yard door, but if look a party a keep, he would go." It was roughly 24 hours after his brother's killing when he spoke to the news, and he was still in a daze, especially because the family had no leads or motive. "People said the car get shoot up on the toll road, and then the vehicle crashed. I'm still not clear what happened. My mother is cut up because he died on her birthday. Mommy went to church, and when she came back, she heard the news. Before I heard, I went into his room to take out his music box. I don't usually trouble his things because, as I said, he is miserable. People came and asked if I didn't hear that my brother just died. I knew something was wrong because when I called his phone, him never answer. His phone never even ring, and didn't see him post anything on social media, and him normally post stuff." One woman who was on the trip in St. Anne and who witnessed the murder on her way back to Kingston claimed the men who did the shooting were in St. Anne and had trailed the vehicle Devon was traveling in. She likened the incident to a Hollywood movie. "If people at the place we went to in St. Anne run back the camera, they will see the killers. Those men were walking around looking at everybody's face. When they were driving, they pointed the gun at people to give them way. We are still trying to process it. We were never expecting anything like this. We saw when them did a fire shot in the car. 3 cars backed them up. A shooter came out of the back of the car and started spray. They couldn't turn or move," she said. Firearm and ammo found under cardboard in Denham Town. A police team attached to the Kingston Western Division seized a firearm and several rounds of ammunition during a raid on Sunlight Street, Denham Town in Kingston on Monday. Reports are that about 8:10 p.m., lawmen conducted a snap raid in the area. During the search of a premises, one Taurus 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 5 rounds of ammunition was found under cardboard in the yard. It was subsequently seized. No one was arrested in relation to the seizure. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.